Hello and welcome to the Ready to Bloom podcast, episode 92. This is your host, Holly Wharton. I'm here with today's special guest, Holly Gillen from Holly G Studios. Holly started her freelance career in 2008 as a videographer, producer, and editor, working with big industry names including the Sundance Channel, Sony Music, and HBO. Her skills and experience run the full gamut from producing and directing to shooting and editing, and she has translated those skills into a range of educational courses and services to support entrepreneurs in their quest for video stardom. Holly believes that video isn't just video, it's your ticket to a more personalized brand, your secret weapon to cut through the static in your market, and your best opportunity to have a meaningful conversation with your clients and customers. I'm so excited to welcome today Holly G, because I know so many women entrepreneurs have such issues with video. It's like they feel like they need to do video, they should do video, but there's so many things holding them back. So welcome, Holly.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you today. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, because you've got this fascinating kind of holistic experience in videography. You've done a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So I started back in 2008 working as a videographer, producer, and editor. And I've had the opportunity to work with some truly amazing people on some life-changing projects. And it was a second career for me. So it was something I was very passionate about and something that I really, really loved. I've had the opportunity to work with Bono and Big Time Rush. I've worked on projects for the Sundance Channel, HBO, and Nick.com, which has been amazing. While freelancing, I started to see a shift into online video in about 2010. So I did a little bit of changing for myself around that time, where all my colleagues were, clamoring to get the big corporate clients. I was like, what about the online, what about entrepreneurs? And what about small businesses? Who's making videos for those people? And I was like, I want to help those people, and I want to help them, and I want to help them create online video, because I just saw like this huge shift toward online video. So I started my own production company in 2010 to do that. And this is where I started to notice that trend with everybody having the same questions and concerns when it came to creating video content, as far as entrepreneurs and small business owners. Everybody wanted video, but they didn't know where to start. They didn't know what kind of video that they wanted, and they didn't think that they could afford it, and they weren't ready to appear on camera.
Yeah, I think that's a big one for a lot of people.
Yeah, I was going to say that was really the big one. So from the production company that I started, I phased that out. I was still working freelance with big production companies, and started another company called the Media Prep Group. And with the Media Prep Group, I was preparing entrepreneurs to present themselves and their businesses online and in front of the camera. The business model was all wrong. So fast forward to 2013, and I created Videos by Holly, which in January of 2015, I rebranded to Holly G Studios. With that, my focus with Holly G Studios is to empower modern online entrepreneurs to go from confused to confident on both sides of the camera, and teach the skills that they need to create not just videos, but business cinema.
I love that. I think that's video can be so important for businesses, because as a small business owner, people are really attracted to you and your energy and your personality. And sometimes you can get that through by writing blog posts, but not so much. Video is just so easy to really convey who you are and what you're like and what your energy is like.
Absolutely. It's literally like you're having conversations with people, and they're in the room with you, and they're getting an opportunity to really get a sense of who you are by the tone in your voice, and they can hear, your passion and see the expression on your face when you talk about your business and things that you're teaching or, want to express to your community or your audience.
So, Holly, what are the biggest challenges that you've had to overcome in your business? Do you feel like potential clients are just so scared of video that they might not be signing up for your services because they're just paralyzed by their fear, or what's coming up for people?
Coming up for one of the biggest challenges I have personally had to face, and this is a huge revelation, that I had to overcome my own fears of transitioning from behind the camera to the front of the camera.
Ooh.
When I started this business, I was, really comfortable behind the camera, understanding what it was supposed to look like and how it was supposed to be in front of the camera, having worked in the industry for so long. But when I put myself in that position, it was very uncomfortable. I was like, whoa, so this is what it's like over here on this side. This is awesome.
Wow, I love that because that way you can really relate to your clients.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
So
fantastic.
I had to kind of go through my own process and teach myself how to be comfortable and natural in that position, because it's a very unusual position to be in. You're trying to express and emote, and you're staring into an inanimate object, and nobody else is in the room with you, so you're not getting any energy, and then you're having this side conversation in your head. Like I was saying just recently in a video that I made that it was like I was having an out of body experience where I was talking to the camera, but there was like, I was on the sideline yelling like, what are you doing? Nobody's gonna watch this. Nobody, look, you don't even know what you're talking about. Having this whole like side conversation while I'm trying to be poised and elegant and, articulate in the video. And it was just crazy to go from that point to where I am now.
And how long did it take you to get to that point where you were overcoming that kind of head chatter?
You know what? It didn't take long, because what I did was I decided to transition that uncomfortable, nervous, anxiety, fearful feeling into my power. And I said, I had like this huge epiphany. I was like, this is me growing. This is what it feels like to grow, because I'm doing something that is putting me into an uncomfortable position where I have never been before. And this is my opportunity to grow and become a better person.
Oh, I love that. And I'm sure that's something that you can help your clients with as well, because you've been through this, you've overcome it, and you've found your own way of transforming that fear into power.
Absolutely. That's exactly how I came up with my signature program, which is, it started out as a 30-day program, and it's now kind of boiled down into a 15-day fully immersive video experience in confidence.
Oh, is that from start to star?
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about that. I was going to ask you about it later, but now that we're on it, tell us a little bit about that.
So the From Start to Star experience is a fully immersive 15-day experience in video confidence, where I kind of help you build your video muscles, so to speak. So every day you get a new video assignment, and every day you're required to come and create a video based on the video assignment. And I give you feedback and guidance, and you're working together in a group with anywhere from 10 to 30 other men and women, mostly women, but every once in a while there's a few brave men who show up and join the party with us. And everybody's super supportive of one another, because everybody's in the same place. Everybody's going through the same thing at the same time. And that came out of me doing that for myself alone. Having to like just keep putting myself in front of the camera until I got comfortable with it. I just kept putting myself in that position until it just wasn't uncomfortable anymore. And that's kind of how the From Start to Star got started. And the science behind, there's a method to my madness, I tell people in the beginning, because it doesn't always seem clear. Like, hey, why are we doing this? There's a method to my madness, I promise.
Excellent. So, Holly, what would you say are your top tips on how to get started in video? So for someone who knows that they should or would like to do it, but just they're either paralyzed by their fears or just confused by technology, how could they get started?
Okay, this is going to seem like a duh, but the first tip to getting started is getting started. You literally just have to start. I promise you'll never have to do your first video more than once.
Yes.
But if you don't get started on your video journey, if you don't take that first step, you're never going to be where you want to be. It's never going to happen. You can't just think it, wish it, want it. You have to actually put some steps into action and start creating your own videos on your own.
And the worst case scenario, you can just delete the file and do another one. It's not like it's, expensive or...
Exactly. It's a part. So video is a journey, and it starts with the first step. And everyone, and I mean everyone, whether you see how polished and professional they look right now in their videos, they all started with their first video. I guarantee it. Then, they went back and weeks, months, or maybe even years later, looked back and said, wow, because you have an opportunity to see your personal growth, and you can see how far you've come from that first video. But if you never start, then you'll never know. So step one, pick up your camera and get started.
Great. Now, that leads me to the next question. I've done loads of videos using my iPhone, but
Mhm.
I imagine that some people think that they've got to have some super professional setup before they can create videos for their business. What kinds of cameras do you think are appropriate for business videos?
Honestly, I think I always recommend to my clients whatever camera you have
Okay.
is the right camera to start with. And you can make adjustments as you move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, if you have a budget and you have the means to purchase different equipment, by all means. But if you don't and you just really want to get started, get started.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you go back, and I don't know if you're familiar with Marie Forleo,
Yeah.
or maybe some if your audience is familiar with Marie Forleo. If you go back and you look at her first video, she's literally sitting on her couch with her laptop. It wasn't fancy.
And I think that's very, very important to say, because so many people look at her videos and say, my God, it's so polished. Her hair is perfect. Her clothes are perfect. Her nails are perfect. Everything is perfect in the background and the everything. And people feel that they have to do that quality or that standard of video and nothing less, because that's what they're used to seeing. But of course, as you said, Marie started somewhere much more simple than this.
And alone. She started somewhere and alone. Like, now she has a team of people. She has a camera crew. She has a stylist. She has, hair and makeup people. It wasn't always that way. Which leads me actually to another tip, which is perfection is overrated.
Yes.
That's another stumbling block I think that people have when it comes to creating video, is this desire or this obsessive thoughts about it having to be perfection.
Yes.
And honestly, I want you to I want us to pause for a moment and think. How many people do you know who are perfect?
No one.
Exactly.
Some people look like they might be, but that's not reality.
No, it's those people who are the most messed up. No. But no, there's really, when you strive for perfection or to create this image that is perfect, nobody can relate to that.
Yeah.
You lose your relatability because nobody else is perfect, so nobody can understand where you're coming from with this perfection.
Exactly. And not only that, it's not authentic because you're not perfect. So if you try to look perfect, then it's just not real.
It's not real. And believe me, people are very savvy these days. They'll look at your video and they'll know in an instant.
Yeah.
They'll know in an instant that you're not being real. They'll know we just know.
Yeah. It's like you can feel something's off.
Something is off, yeah. And especially, intuitive women who are like more in tune with themselves and watching videos online and interacting with people in this manner all the time. Like, it's just easy. The radar is very tuned.
Yeah. I think that's an important thing to say, because a lot of us consume so much online stuff, whether it's videos or blog posts, and it's like we've read so much and we've viewed so much that we've, as you said, our antennas are kind of fine-tuned to picking up, BS.
BS.
Exactly.
Don't BS us. We know.
Exactly. Just be yourself.
Just be yourself. And honestly, like, I just created another video about I had one about being perfection is overrated, and it was funny. I called it How Farting in Your Videos Can Make You More Likable.
What other tips do you have to get started? So first tip is, of course, getting started. Second is perfection is overrated, which I totally agree with. What other tips would you give someone who's really stuck with video?
Being prepared.
Yes.
You have to be prepared. This means having an idea about what you want to talk about. Nobody wants to listen to you ramble into nowhere land. Like, it's not fair. It's not fair. Don't waste my time. I am trading. You have to look at it like this. I am trading valuable moments of my life to you. What are you going to give to me? I don't want to hear about your cat if that's not why I tuned in.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need to hear about, your background from elementary school. I don't need to know that either. I just need for you to keep it engaging, entertaining, inspiring, or educational.
Yes.
And keep it concise.
Yes, concise. That is so important. Now, on the other hand, there's some people who are totally unprepared and they just ramble on. But on the other hand, there are people that just go out of control. They script their videos. They've got the teleprompter thing going on their laptop as they do the video, and so they're actually reading. And of course, most of us, since we're not actors, are not good at reading and sound incredible. So there's that other end as well. Do you find that some of your clients suffer from over-preparation?
There is such a thing as over-preparation. You still need to leave room to be real.
Okay, that's important.
And I don't advocate one way versus another. If a teleprompter works for you and you know how to use it properly, by all means. If bullet points work for you, by all means. If writing a full script is what will work for you to help you stay on track, but don't feel obligated to read the script verbatim, leave room for natural stuff to happen. The idea and the concept behind being prepared is not, like you said, to be so scripted that you're just a robot muting out words.
Yeah.
You want to leave room to feel what you're saying.
Yeah, I think that's really important.
Being prepared is just knowing being prepared is more about don't waste my time.
Yeah, exactly. So next thing, you mentioned that you should be concise, which I totally agree with. What would you recommend as kind of the ideal length or range of lengths for videos? And I know that's totally random, but...
No, it's a question I get all the time. I'm actually working on a script for a video for this, right? The ideal length is for as long as it needs to be. So don't tell me something in 5 minutes that would only needed to be told to me in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you really just want to keep it super condensed, get straight to the meat.
Yeah, I think that's important. As you said, no rambling. Because I think some people have a tendency to just kind of talk and chat as if they're talking to their friend. And you should be kind of...
To a point.
Yeah, exactly. To a point, but just say what you need to say.
Say what you need to say, exactly.
Excellent. Any more tips for someone who's looking to get started out in creating videos for their business? Just do it. Good.
Don't let anything hold you back. Like you said, you don't have to. It's not like you're going to record the video and you're going to paste it up onto your page for everybody and their mother to see. You can make a video and never show it to anybody. It's the practice of creating that video, going through the motions, putting yourself in that uncomfortable position until you start to understand what it feels like and get comfortable there.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit more about the different packages and programs you've got. So we've talked to us a little bit about From Start to Star. You've got the DIY video starter package, which sounds interesting, and also the Leading Lady, which I think is for more experienced.
Exactly. So it's just basically, it's two different levels of programs. So with the DIY video starter package, that's for somebody who's just getting started. Maybe you've made a few videos, but you're really toward the beginner stages of your video journey. And what I do is I kind of help eliminate all of the pitfalls for you. So we go over setting you up with a video plan that is going to alleviate any headaches or moments, making sure that you're fully prepared. Like your video goals are laid out and you have a schedule and a system for creating video content for your business. The thing is, I like to reverse engineer stuff and I like to create win-win situations. So where you want to go, and then we work backwards from there.
Excellent.
I also, if video blogging is part of your plan, I give you tips and tools to help facilitate your video blog plan. Also make different equipment recommendations specifically for you based on what you already have, what you're going to need, and how much money you have to spend.
Oh, excellent. So is this a one-to-one program as opposed to a group?
Exactly. So excellent. The DIY video starter package and the Leading Lady one-on-one, they're both one-to-one.
Okay.
So I have the group program From Start to Star, and then 2 specific one-on-ones based on where your level of video, where you are in your video journey.
Okay. And so tell us a little bit about Leading Lady.
Leading Lady is very similar to the DIY video starter package, with the exception being we get a little bit deeper into YouTube optimization and YouTube channel analysis, and also a little bit deeper into post-production and graphics and things like that.
Okay. So how experienced would someone have to be before they'd opt for that package as opposed to the other?
I would say this is somebody who's been in business for 3 to 5 years,
okay,
has been creating videos, but they're just not on par with the rest of their brand.
Mm-hmm.
So they've spent the time and energy and effort creating this really amazing brand, and they've been incorporating video into this brand, but it's just not in alignment with whatever everything else they're doing. It doesn't look the way they want it to look. It's not as polished or professional as they want it to be. That would be kind of the person who would fit into the leading lady side.
Okay. And that leads me to another question. How, and I'm not quite sure how to ask this, how professional or how polished or how, I guess professional is the word I'm looking for, do you think people's videos should be? Like, how much do you think people should inject kind of their passions and their interests and their own personal style into videos? I ask this because I see a lot of people, doing videos, on their green screen or in a studio or in like a perfectly manicured kind of environment. And then some videos are very, very casual, either out in nature or outside or out in the open. How do you help people determine which type of video is right for them? And do you think it's ever okay to just kind of do videos on the fly and post them up?
Absolutely. I think it's totally okay to do videos on the fly and post them up. And I think that the look and feel for your video is based on who you are and what your video goals are and what your overall branding is. So if you're something I would recommend for somebody who's trying to attract corporate clients is going to be completely different from something I recommend for somebody who's creating yoga videos.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It really boils back down to who you are and how you want to present yourself to your audience. So it's a little bit of who you are and how you want to present yourself mixed in with viewer expectation.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's always being the best version of that, if that makes sense.
Right. And maybe also kind of thinking about how you would dress or how you would behave if you're with your clients and showing up on that level.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. That's good. No, I think it's interesting. I asked that because one of the things that got me into doing videos for my previous business was something that Natalie Sisson had said on her podcast. And she was talking about Marie Forleo and saying how, polished and gorgeous her videos are. And she said, but I'm a traveler, so my videos are never going to be like that. So my videos are going to be me outside, traveling, talking to you, that kind of thing. And the second she said that, I thought, oh my God, something clicked for me. And one of my big things is nature walks. And so I just started taking my camera with me on my, walk in the forest and just sitting down with some bullet points, talking to the camera. And that's how I got started doing videos.
And I love that. And I've watched those videos of you and they're fantastic. The thing so how you would take that to the next level is just upgrading your audio quality.
Yes.
Adding an additional lighting source if that was necessary, just so that you look as good as you can. Adding something to a selfie stick or some sort of stabilizer for your camera so it doesn't shake, stuff like that.
Excellent.
So you're still in your environment. You're still doing your thing. Now we're just taking you up a notch.
Okay, those are great tips. I think that's very concrete because people can get a clear idea of what little things they can do to upgrade the quality of their videos.
Exactly. I'm not trying to change anybody and make, if you like to be outdoors, I'm going to tell you, no, you can't be outdoors. We have to be inside on this set with the lights and no. This is a creative ebb and flow. I just help people with, the video technical side of things and planning and organizing and the pre-production and production and post-production types of stuff.
And now, do you advocate people trying to get it kind of right on the first take or focusing on just doing it and then doing a lot of editing afterwards? Or how do you what's your approach?
It really depends on the style that the client is looking for. If you want the jump cut style, which is, for me, when I got started, jump cut was like a huge no-no. But now it's become fairly common to see YouTube videos that are kind of have this jump cut look, and it's a specific style. Or, you can, if you don't like that for your business or you don't want that look, there's, you can do the one take look where there is no editing. It's you one take. If you're not prepared for that, then we can still do the one take look with just some very creative editing.
Okay. All right. Well, that's really creative.
But it just depends on your time. Like, are you going to be editing the videos, or are you going to hire somebody to edit the videos? If you, I like literally like work with each individual person on what their needs and wants and desires are. And then you tell me what you want and I tell you how to get it.
Yeah, I think that's important because there's so many different factors to creating the videos for your business, and you've just got to figure out which path is the right path for you.
Exactly. And a lot of it comes from just doing it. Mm-hmm. But I help you do it so that you have less stumbling.
Yeah, so you have more confidence in it.
Exactly.
Fewer mistakes.
Exactly. It's like you have me, I'm like in your back pocket, your go-to video gal. You have a question, I'm happy to help.
Great. All right. So Holly, do you have any women business mentors? Are there any women in business who inspire you?
Absolutely. So many.
I know.
Somebody I'm thinking off the top of my head right now, somebody who I'm super inspired by is Amy Porterfield. Uh-huh. I think she is just so smart. She delivers immense value. Beyond. Her podcasts and her blog posts are just so valuable. And they've gotten even more so. Like, I didn't even think that was possible. I just think that she's very savvy and smart with her business and a class act all the way around, all the time.
Yeah.
So she's very inspiring to me. Her work ethic and the value she provides inspire me in my business.
Definitely. Anyone else?
Amy Schmidauer.
Okay.
She is of Savvy Sexy Social. Mm-hmm. She has a YouTube channel, a website. She's doing these live events. I feel very in tune with what she's doing. I feel like we're kind of doing something that's very similar. And another one, she has an extraordinary work ethic. She produces 3 videos a week, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's
3
a lot.
videos a week. No, but it's awesome. And all of them are just so jam-packed with another one who's providing. I think the things that I find admirable in women, the women that inspire me are have a very strong work ethic, and they're just delivering immense value. Those are 2 things that I admire in any woman entrepreneur.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Can you tell people where they can find you online?
Sure. You can find me at www.hollygstudios.com, or From Start to Star is my 15-day fully immersive experience in video confidence.
Excellent. And what are the best social media channels to find you on?
Oh, I'm on so many. Too many.
Well, YouTube for starters.
YouTube, of course. Instagram is one of my favorite places to hang out. Mm-hmm. And, of course, my Facebook page.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Do you have any last tips for our listeners?
Get out of your own way.
Yes. Perfect. I love that. Well, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. This has been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. And thank you for listening. And remember to visit readytobloom.com/92 for the show notes on this episode. Thank you.